Hello again everyone, and welcome to another Vanners collaboration video for December 2021. And the topic for December is the top 5 best bits of 2021. Now don't forget to watch the videos made by the other members of the group. I'll put a link on the end screen and there'll also be a link in the description. And here they are. Now, I have been told this most definitely isn't a Christmas video, but nevertheless it is December, so we have decorated the van especially for you. Right, let's press on with number 1. And number 1 really has to be getting our brakes finally working again on the van. Well, if you're a regular viewer of our channel, you'll probably remember the series of brake rebuild videos we did earlier in the year covering this. And yeah, what started as a fairly simple job to replace the discs because of the surface corrosion on them turned into a bit of a mission, because we decided to replace the pads as well, obviously. And in doing that, noticed that one of the caliper pistons was seized. And in order to remove the caliper to rebuild them, we had to cut the brake hoses because the brake hose nuts were seized into the caliper. So we ended up rebuilding the calipers as well, and then of course had to run new brake lines where we had to cut them to get the old calipers off. So the whole thing was a bit of a palaver, but yeah, very much a learning experience, I think. Number 2, I suspect we'll share with a lot of the other members of the group, and that is being allowed to camp away overnight again after the lockdown that started really before Christmas. Now, technically you were allowed to go away in April, but we of course still didn't have the brakes working on the van, so that wouldn't have been allowed for other reasons really. But once we got the brakes fixed, there was no stopping us, and off we went to the Kahana certified location in Essex. And as a first trip back out after such a long time unable to stay away overnight, this was a pretty good one. It was a lovely little site, and of course it was only a short walk from the river, the estuary there. And we were able to go into the forest and see Old Knobbly. Number 3 really has to be finally getting the power situation sorted out on my e-bike and getting that motor rebuilt. As you know, the e-bikes are a key component really of our trips away in the motorhome, and it wasn't very good to think we might have to manage without my e-bike working. Well, again, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll remember what a problem we had trying to diagnose the fault on the motor of the e-bike. We suspected initially the speed sensor, but it turned out to be condensation water damage in the motor, which turned out to be beyond economic repair. So we brought a refurb motor from a company that helped me diagnose the original fault, fitted that, and then the bike worked again perfectly, and it was a fantastic result. But it was a bit depressing while the bike was out of action for so long, and it inspired me to write some e-bike blues that you may remember.
To ride my e-bike and the power's not kicking in. Well, I want to ride my e-bike and the power's not kicking in. Now I'm feeling so downhearted, feel like throwing it in the bin.
Number 4, I think, certainly for me, would be the night that we spent, or the couple of nights that we spent at the Welsh Caving Cottage annual barbecue. And that's for a number of reasons, really. I haven't been able to get to the Welsh Caving Cottage for quite some time due to the COVID situation. And of course, it's just always great to be there, and got to meet up with all the members of the caving club who went, who again hadn't seen for a very long time. So definitely one of my favourite places to be around the Welsh Cottage, and it was great to have the motorhome with us to give us that little extra bit of comfort and privacy for Nikki. And yeah, absolutely fantastic countryside around there. It was part of a larger trip to the Gower, which was ultimately a little bit of a washout because we had to come home early. But yeah, definitely still rates a spot as one of the best bits of the year. And the 5th and final best bit for me really has to be the weekend that we spent at the Stamford Caravan and Motorhome Club site near Fine Shade Forest, just outside Corby. And really the reason for that is that it was just a lovely weekend. Lots of things to do in the forest, bike rides, walks and stuff. We had our granddaughter with us, which is always lovely. And yeah, it was a short break really, because we had to come back on the Sunday for a family event. But yeah, it was just really everything that a motorhome break should be, really, with family and outside activities and reasonably nice weather. Yeah, so just an all-round lovely weekend, really. Yeah, I think definitely one of the best things about the motorhome for me is the fact that we can take young Mia away with us and have a nice weekend quite economically. And of course, she loves to sleep in the overcab bed, very much enjoys that. And yeah, this weekend was just absolutely top notch. Couldn't really fault it, to be honest. Every now and again, you get those sort of weekends where nothing particularly notable happens, but it's just very memorable for all the right reasons, really. So definitely another best bit. So that's it from me. As I say, don't forget to watch the other videos in the collaboration group. Have a good Christmas and a happy new year, and we will see you on the next video. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Give the like button a press. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some more.